Today we're looking at some real-world examples that may come up between a realtor and their client, how communication and expectations may impact the transaction. Let's get into it. If you're placing restrictions or conditions upon when your home can be shown, or if the accessibility is limited, that may be really impacting the saleability of your property, and you may not even realize it. You want to make sure that when buyers want to view your home, that there is availability. Now, it is okay to, suggest day before notice if needed, but for the most part, keep that showing schedule wide open and open to as many buyers to come in and see it as possible. The role of the buyer's agent is so much more than just opening up the door. That buyer's agent is there to make sure that you know what it is that you're getting into. And sometimes that's by them laying out all the details of the property. Sometimes it's by them staying quiet and letting you explore. An experienced professional agent knows when to speak up and what to point out, and other times when to back away and let you discover things for yourself. Make sure you've got somebody on your side that's experienced, knowledgeable, and working for you. Clients sometimes feel that their realtor should be on their side and support them regardless of the circumstance. And that's not always the case, because sometimes buyers want to do things in a way that's not ethical, not legal, or really just below board. And an agent that's experienced and professional, they're not going to have any part of that. Can a seller actually make their home even harder to sell by being too involved in the showing process? And what I'm talking about is maybe the seller hangs around until the buyers or the buyer's agent shows up so that they can share some extra details. Or maybe they show up at the end of the showing while they're leaving to give some extra information. From my experience, almost every time that happens, it has a negative effect on that transaction. If you want to sell your house, stay far away. Let the buyer's agent do their job. Let the buyers take an uninterrupted look at your home. Be relaxed. If they have questions, trust me, they'll reach out. And when they do, that's a good signal. So how do we help a buyer that's having a hard time making a decision, or is just perpetually looking at properties and never making offers or moving forward, or making offers and then backing out? When that happens, typically there's not a high enough level of motivation for that buyer to purchase. Or they don't have all their ducks in a row, meaning their finances aren't all lined up, or they still have to sell their property, or there's other factors that are in the way of them being able to make a quick, smart decision and move forward. So be prepared so that when that right home comes up, you can take action with confidence. So what happens when the advice that a client wants to hear is different from the advice that really they need to hear? All that I'll say to that is an experienced agent knows when to step in, when to provide coaching and guidance. They also know when to be quiet and step back. They'll know the difference, and they're looking out for your best interest. A great agent is never going to just tell you what you want to hear, but at the same time, they're not going to provide information that's not relevant and is just going to confuse you. So get a great agent, stick with them, and trust their advice. So how much responsibility does the client actually have for the success of their real estate transaction? I think that ultimately they hold all of that responsibility, because it's up to them to make sure that they're happy with the outcome and that they get what they want. Ultimately, the decision to buy or sell and the final outcome really does fall onto the client's shoulders. But that process can be made so much more seamless if you have a great agent on your side. Real estate works best when clients and realtors communicate clearly, understand their roles, and make decisions based on facts. If you want to talk through the process of buying and selling for your own unique circumstance, reach out. I'm happy to chat. Thanks again for watching.